Greetings. In today's episode of Confessions of a Professional Hospital Patient, we're going to tackle the subject of why you should never question somebody's pain tolerance. And also, this episode is going to serve as my personal social media apology to Chicago Bears quarterback Jay Cutler for questioning his injury, his heart, his toughness this past weekend. Let me give you some background. This past weekend, the National Football League had their championship weekend. 4 teams played for the right to play each other in the Super Bowl 2 weeks from now. The winner of that game is the best team in football. Well, these 2 games featured the Green Bay Packers playing the Chicago Bears in Chicago. An epic game. The Bears, Mike Ditka, tough. Well, the Bears are led by Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler's the quarterback. He's the leader. He's an excellent talent. He's sort of one of these riverboat gambler type guys. He goes for it all, makes mistakes. Fans love him, some fans hate him, but he's good. He's good. And look, he brought him to the championship game. The problem was that the Packers were winning 14-0. Jay Cutler was not playing well. In the second half, after one series, all of a sudden he wasn't in. And they announced on TV, Jay Cutler hurt his knee. He's not coming in. Or he's questionable, or he's doubtful. And eventually the third-string quarterback, Caleb Haney, was in. Now, I watched the game with a good friend of mine. We both watched probably too much football. I didn't see him hurt his knee. But I did see him get his head smashed into the ground and somehow get back up. I thought he had a concussion. I was amazed that he kept playing. But I never saw him hurt his knee. And this third-string quarterback, Caleb Haney, even his own prospects of playing in a Chicago Bears game were so infinitesimally small that he had grown a mustache, like a 1970s almost porn-style mustache, which he had during the game. But after the game, he shaved it because he knew he had to face the media and get all this national attention. So the prospects of that happening make you think, why didn't Cutler try to go back in the game? Well, I wasn't the only person who thought that. Due to social media, during the game, there was an onslaught of twittering going on. And it wasn't just from regular folks like me or my buddy. It was from NFL greats, past players, present players, and they were all questioning Jay Cutler's toughness. Why isn't he going back in the game? If he's hurt, how come he's walking? If he says he's got a bad knee, where's the medical staff? The third-string quarterback is in. Why isn't he helping him? Why isn't he showing him anything? Why is he sitting there staring into space? It was very strange. Very, very strange. And, Jay Cutler's been in the league 6 years. I think he's earned the right not to be questioned. He's a tough quarterback. But I questioned him because it looks so strange. And let's face it, NFL players are gladiators. They are modern-day gladiators. These guys are like actors who play action heroes, except they are the real deal. So when those guys started questioning him, it just added fuel to the fire. And you're watching the game saying, you know what, they're right. 50% of this guy is better than 100% of the third-string guy. Listen, Jay Cutler could have made it easier. It didn't look good. He was walking around sometimes, but you thought he hurt his knee. Maybe the medical team should have just wrapped tape around his knee. Do something. Maybe he should have helped Caleb Haney. Do something. He did nothing. And the guy has a history of keeping his thoughts private. So him sitting there just staring into space, motionless, just added even more fuel to the fire. But after the game, and the Bears lost the game, which is understandable. They had their third-string quarterback. They lost the game, but their other team leaders, Brian Urlacher being the most notable, he's the typical Chicago Bears middle linebacker, tough as nails guy, came out and said, you got to be kidding me. This is ridiculous. Jay Cutler is as tough as I am. He's one of the toughest guys on this team, one of the toughest guys I know. The coaches did the same thing. Now, sometimes when players do that and they cover each other's back, it's like, you could see the wink in their eye. You could tell it's all just political. Not this time. You could tell this was sincere. And I started thinking, that's kind of interesting. Why would they come out and do that? Well, then on Monday, Jay Cutler had an MRI, and it showed he had a tear or a sprain to his medial collateral ligament, I believe, the MCL, in his left leg, which is his planting leg. Like when he goes, he's a right-hander, so when he goes to pass, he's got a plant on his left foot. He couldn't do that, so he couldn't play. So I started thinking, who am I to criticize him? I mean, I have a chronic illness. My Crohn's disease and its complications have caused me so much pain that when people question my pain tolerance, I get pissed. Let them walk a mile in my shoes to understand what I go through. So what do I know what it's like to be an NFL quarterback? I mean, I was I was annoyed at myself last night when I started thinking about it. I was sort of embarrassed that I had these discussions with my friends where I was questioning this guy's toughness. Now, with chronic illness and pain, it's a real strange thing. Pain could be so unpredictable. You could look great one night, feel great, see your friends. The next day, you're supposed to meet them at a wedding or it's their wedding, and you can't go because you can't get out of bed. What ends up happening is you lose a friendship. That's happened to me. Or maybe you have a medical problem and then medical professionals start questioning you. They're like, Michael, your Crohn's disease is bad, but I'm looking at your diagnostic tests. I just don't see it. That happened to me once. Next day I went to another doctor. I had 8 obstructions. I needed immediate surgery. It happened, I needed spine fusion surgery. MRI, clean. Michael, nothing wrong with you. Then I had a discogram, a test I never heard of, from a specialty I never heard of, a physiatrist. Michael, you have a ruptured disc. You need spine fusion surgery. I mean, on and on and on. I'm actually battling not battling. I overcame a problem now where I had severe pain in my upper left quadrant of my abdomen. I was in a world-renowned institution. They couldn't figure it out. They thought they did. I didn't agree. It just didn't make sense. Went to another hospital. They had a plan. Well, July, August when it started. December 13th, I had exploratory surgery. They opened me up and they found a bundle of impinged nerves. They were marveling at how precise my description of the pain was and the location. But sometimes I think, what would have happened if they opened me up and found nothing? Would I be getting scrutinized by my family and friends the same way Jay Cutler is being scrutinized by his brethren? Listen, people may not have said it to my face, but I'm sure there are a lot of people who criticize me. He's hurt a lot. He has a lot of surgeries. Maybe the guy likes it. Maybe he likes pain. I don't like what my illness has done to me. I don't like chronic illness. I know people out there with chronic illness don't like it. And when I really think about it further, I try to put myself in Jay Cutler's shoes, sitting on the sidelines. How would I react? The guy's worked his whole life to be a professional football player. He gets to the championship game, and then his body betrays him. I don't know. I mean, yeah, he should have helped. He should have helped the third-string quarterback. He should have been a little bit more animated. He should have been a little bit more engaged. But I can't judge him. I don't know what that's like. He did lead him there. He is tough. So what I want to say is, Jay, I'm sorry, man. Who's to say cancer pain is worse than Crohn's disease pain, or that one person's MCL tear or sprain is worse than another's? You obviously have a problem. I wish you luck in getting it fixed. Don't judge Jay Cutler. Watch him. Over time, listen, pain is not objective. But over time, if you want to look at someone, how they handle things, Jay Cutler's fortitude will become evident. He need not and should not have to explain why he left that game. The doctors need to do that. Jay just needs to keep on keeping on. Trust me, I know. Thanks for watching.